If you've ever stayed in a friendship that hurt you and still blamed yourself when it ended, this is not random. This pattern usually begins in childhood. When you were taught to stay quiet instead of being respected, there are two silent wounds that shape your relationships later in life: being unseen and being unprotected. No one asked how you felt. No one taught you what respect looks like. No one showed you how to say, "This is not okay." So you learned something dangerous. To keep people, I have to tolerate everything. And that belief follows you into adulthood. Let me tell you about someone. We'll call her Rena. Rena met a guy named Eli during a time when the world felt isolated, when people were desperate for connection. At first, everything felt easy. They talked for hours. He listened. He seemed kind, creative, safe. For Rena, this wasn't just a casual friendship. She didn't have a strong family connection growing up, so when someone included her, it felt like home. Eli invited her over, introduced her to his family. For the first time in a long time, she felt like she belonged somewhere, but slowly things changed. Not in a dramatic way, just small shifts. Late replies, missed calls, less interest. Rena noticed, but instead of asking, "What's wrong with him?" she asked, "What did I do wrong?" Because that's what she learned as a child. Eli didn't disappear. He stayed, but differently. He started making small comments. "Why do you always talk about that?" That's kind of annoying. Not loud, not obvious, but enough to make her feel small. And instead of walking away, she adjusted. She filtered her words, shrank her personality. Because losing him felt worse than losing herself. One day, she texted him normally, and he replied, "You're kind of lazy with your messages." That small sentence hit deeper than it should have, because it wasn't just about the message. It confirmed a belief she already had. "I'm not enough." So she finally asked him something she had been afraid to ask. "Are you upset with me?" What happened next gave her hope, but that hope was about to break her even more. Sometimes, you don't lose people because you did something wrong. You lose them the moment you stop tolerating disrespect. When Rena asked Eli if something was wrong, he smiled. "Everything's fine." And just like that, everything felt normal again. They talked. He sounded like his old self. Rena felt relieved. She thought, maybe I was overthinking. A few days later, he invited her to his birthday. She was excited. This felt like proof that everything was okay again, but that night, it started again. He interrupted her, dismissed her thoughts, called her ideas stupid, casually. Then at the bar, he ignored her completely, walked away, talked to others, didn't even look at her. Imagine standing next to someone who once made you feel important and now makes you feel invisible. That moment breaks something inside you, and finally, everything she had suppressed came out. "Why are you treating me like this?" Her voice raised. People stared. It wasn't calm. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. The next day, she apologized, like she always did. But this time, he blocked her. No explanation. No closure. Just silence. And now she was left with guilt. Not because she was wrong, but because she was trained to believe she always is. But here's the truth. She didn't suddenly become too much. She was too silent for too long. When you grow up without emotional validation, you don't recognize disrespect early. You recognize it when it becomes unbearable. And by then, your reaction looks too big. But it's not. It's accumulated pain. Some people stay in your life, not because they value you, but because you make things easy for them. The moment you speak up, they leave. Not because you're wrong, but because you're no longer convenient. So if you're blaming yourself for losing someone, ask yourself, did I lose them? Or did I finally stop losing myself? If this story felt like your life, then healing has already started. Follow Childhood Healing Lab, because here, we don't just tell stories, we understand them.